Hi everyone, this is Sineth here again. I'm the traveling mom boss. I've been traveling for the last 2 years with my kids, so I'm here to tell you guys all about how to travel on a budget, also to show you guys my adventure with my kids. Today's video is giving you a comparison of Disneyland Paris versus Disney World Orlando. I visited both of them. I went to Disneyland Orlando about 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5, but I went to Disneyland Paris once. So I just wanted to give you guys a few things that makes them different and also makes them similar. But before I get into that, guys, I do want to let you know that I do have a e-course on how to travel on a budget with your kids. So please make sure you click the link in the description so you can get access to that. If you're watching this before October 1st, it will be available on October 1st. So make sure you come back to the video if it's not October 1st yet. Okay, so as I said, I visited both Disneyland Paris and Disney World Orlando. So the difference between the two is one of them is much larger than the other. So that's going to be the first thing I want to let you guys know that makes them different. Disney World, obviously because of world, is much larger. Disney World Orlando is actually on 20,000 acres of land. So that's actually a whole lot of stuff to see and do, so it's pretty large. Disneyland Paris is actually 1/10 of the size of Disney World Orlando. Disney World Orlando has 23 resorts within it, so if you want to stay there with your family, you have 23 different accommodations to choose from. And Disneyland Paris only has 7 hotels in the park. So due to that, Disneyland Paris is much smaller than Disney World Orlando. In regards to the Disney World Orlando, there's actually 4 parks to choose from. And in Disneyland Paris, there's 2 parks to choose from. So now let's get into the cost. The actual cost to visit Disneyland Paris, it varies depending on the season. So if there's a peak season or if you're traveling on off peak, the price is actually different. We actually paid $53 per person and we went off peak. If you're going on peak, the cost to visit is actually around $63 per person. If you're traveling as a family of 4 or more, you can get a better rate, but as a single person, it's $63 and some change per person on peak, and that's the cheapest rate you can find when it's on peak. If it's off peak, it's $53 per person. And for Disney World Orlando, off peak, the lowest cost you can find is $109. On peak, the highest price I've seen is $159. I just want to say every time I've ever visited was on peak and we paid an average of $145. My family is large, so can you imagine how much money that is? So one thing I could say that I found that both of these places have in common is the times that you should visit that's off peak and on peak. So the busiest time of the year for both of them is in December. For Disney World Orlando, the busiest time is December and January, but for Disneyland Paris, the busiest time is December. So if you're gonna visit any other time other than those 2 months, you are gonna find a better deal than visiting in December or January. In regards to activities, I do want to say that Disney World Orlando has lots more to choose from. So since there's 4 parks, you can choose either one you want to visit, and you can go on as much rides and see as much shows as you want to see. So there is a lot more to choose from. Disneyland Paris, there's 2 parks, so there's a lot to choose from, but not as much as in Disney World Orlando. One thing I can say in regards to activity that is common for both is that you need a minimum of 2 days to be able to visit a lot, to say that you've done a lot when on your visit to Disneyland or Disney World. 1 day is just not enough for either location, so you do need to go about 2 days. I have to say I've been 1 day because you have to pay for each time you enter the park. So whether you're going 2, 3, 4 days, it's still money that you're paying. So I've always went 1 day, but if you're willing to go more than 2 days or 2 days or more, you do pay a cheaper rate when you pay for a ticket for 2 or more days. So it does work out a little bit cheaper. However, you're still paying a little bit more. But as I said, you do need to have a minimum of 2 days to do as much activities, to see all of the beauty of each one of these locations. So I recommend, if you're a Disney World or Disneyland lover, you definitely have to make sure you put aside 2 days to be able to see and do a lot within those parks. In regards to food, there's many options at Disney World Orlando. There's over 200 restaurants. In Disneyland Paris, there is about 62 restaurants to choose from. We're going through a pandemic right now, so some of the restaurants may be closed or may have limited hours, but I do have to say in Disney World Orlando, there is much more options to choose from. One thing I did see in Disney World Orlando that I did not see in Disneyland Paris is the night shows that Disney World Orlando has. So I do have to say that's something that's a plus, because you can be able to stay or even enter the park late at night just for those shows, which is very exciting. There's usually a lot of fireworks and dancing and singing, and it lasts for about an hour, so people go just for that. I know that every single time we've ever went to Disney World Orlando, that was a highlight for us, so we always made sure that even if we went in the morning, we stayed until nighttime to be able to see the shows. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you take your kids to Disneyland. It does cost, Disneyland or Disney World, it costs a lot of money, but it's something that your kids are always going to remember. And even as an adult, it's like something it brings out the kid in you. So although there is differences with both location, taking your child to either one is gonna provide a lifetime of memories. So you guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on my next video.